Welcome back everyone to Welstopia. I managed to place most of the ceiling for the ground level. And when you come up here, you will see that, yes, I've got the oak walls and the birch floor slash ceiling clashing with each other here. If I were planning for the room layout to be the exact same on the ground floor and on the first floor, then everything would be fine, except that's not the case. I'm going by someone else's design and it doesn't work that way. Therefore, I need to do something to resolve this. Now, since this is supposed to be an old haunted house where everything is decaying, carpeting wouldn't be quite right. So I'm trying to work over here to see if I can come up with something that would look nice. Now, one thought I had was to place some planks over here and see how that looks. Let's have a look on the inside here. It gives us a little bit of a border on the edge. Trying to decide if I like it or if I hate it. I was hoping to use some molding there, but the configuration isn't quite right. Another possibility would be to raise the floor slash ceiling up by half a block, and I might be able to get away with things over there. So let's see what happens if I do it on this edge right here where the library is. Raise everything by half a block, and if I could get things to look reasonable there. That means, of course, starting out by doing a great deal of chopping. I raised it half a block and it feels taller than I intended. That's the trouble is. Half a block below that point is going to look too short. Half a block above it feels too high. Just where I had before, I just thought it felt like the right height that I wanted. We've got this silly jog up here, but of course we at least have a nice consistent feel on the floor here. Now, one possibility, of course, is that I make the ceiling out of oak instead of birch so that I have a consistent feel there. And that way I can do it that way instead of by doing anything in there. Now, what if this were made of oak? It starts to look too samey, because here, this is what I'm talking about, the height. See, the height looks fine here. And a double layer might just make the interface there too thick. Though it might allow me to do some other things. See what happens if I do use a double layer. I think the height looks right. Unfortunately, I still have the issue of everything being at half height here, and I'm just thinking that when I start building everything else, it'll just come out wrong. Ooh, I'm going to have to ponder this for a while. If I'm going to be pondering on that for a while, I'm going to have to head out and do something else. That probably means the basement. Here's a rough outline of the basement that I have. Most likely I'll replace all of the walls with stone brick. Perhaps mossy stone brick, because we're down here is probably a bit damp and stuff like that. So therefore I think mossy stone brick would be a good use here. Or perhaps even the cobblestone or mossy cobble. And I have a source of mossy cobble right down here because we have the spider spawner that we discovered last time, and I'll most likely turn this into some sort of either mood enhancing area or into a spider farm, or perhaps a combination of both, because hearing those spider sounds below might add a little bit of interesting flavor to this haunted house over here. Yet I don't want to do anything about that until I open up the secret area here. And right now I'm just getting started on this. This of course will have to be a secret door at some point, and how I'm going to build that I'll have to figure out. But right now I want to be able to get the secret area cut out, and maybe working on this will give me a good idea of how to handle the upper floors. Here is the area all nice and dug out. Probably have to take out another level above. I have to be careful what I do here, because right here is the edge to it, so I can't go out any further there even if I wished to. So that's the limit no matter what. Now down on this end, this eventually has to lead to under the first living area, and I took out the upper area to here just to see, and yes, this is supposed to be a trapdoor that leads down into this section here. They actually have a stairway that does that. If I wonder how in the world do you get a stairway that's going to come down here without looking strange. I still have to of course figure out how to hide the secret trap door, which is an entirely different matter. So that's a little puzzle I'll need to solve there. Now I could put a ladder down here and have that to come up and down, and there to be a little brace to hold the ladder so you could come down here and go about. Whether or not to close that off or not, I have to decide on there depending on how large everything is. But this is our secret area to the basement, and that'll eventually lead into the caves below. Though the caves really are supposed to be going slowly further and further down. Unfortunately, as you saw from that little area here, we are already down to sea level, it looks like. Right? Maybe I should have just no, 60. Oh no, we're not down at sea level. It's just that that little pond there is a little bit on the elevated side. So we could slowly head down to see what we... How did some grass get down here in the first place? Ah, I found the culprit. There was a grass block right here. I presume that was there when I built the house, and it just decided to keep on spreading from there. I excised that. So now I shouldn't have any trouble with grass, because I think grass is just going to spoil the look that I'm trying to achieve down here. Now the question is, do I really want this to be with a wooden top here, or am I going to have to do something else with it? Probably depends on how cramped I want it to be, or if I want to dig further down. I just want to avoid digging any further down, since that won't give me any room for another grass block going down in the future. After considering the matter of the second floor and the plan of putting it at half a block higher, I remembered about doors. Of course, if you have doors, you can't put everything half up, because the doors will, of course, have to be flush with the bottom. Therefore, this is not the solution. I therefore will probably have to come up with another idea. My next attempt will be a variation of the trim idea. What I'll do is I'll get rid of this and put upside down stairs right here. And what that'll do is that will hide the what's behind here, so you can't see what it is, and I could replace that with birch, but is that. I have to think about what to do here. I'll remove this for now, but if everything else works fine, I may just decide, well, perhaps that wall is of a different make than the others or something like that. But for now, I'm going to see, does this make things look decent? And will I be able to use this all the way through the floor? And if it works, then I could be able to hide the oak from the top floor. Actually, let me first do this, that. That would also mean doing something similar up here. I want to do it on both sides, sort of test it on a single room as a feasibility study. I'm sure there will be one or two little glitches along the way, such as what I have over on the stairs, but it's okay. I guess that's just small enough so I can make it. So I'll just need to put a little bit more of that in there and we'll be set. That means the rest of the ceiling can go like this. Right, oh no, because this will also have to be done with stairs over there. I think it actually adds something to this. Therefore, I am going to go with that. I like the way that works. I like how it works over here. Over here. Well, this could be another matter here. Because we have only a one wide corridor. What do we have here? Oh, we have a very, very short stairway, so I don't have room to do much there. So I could always move back the stairs by one if needed, if I wanted to widen this out. Or I could push this in like that. Therefore I could have a... Or could I do this one wide and somehow have... Oops, not there. And somehow still have this. Well, I want to do it that way. Then I could do... That wasn't the plan. Is there a way to get this so that it will give me a perfectly... No, it's not. Unless... Sometimes getting exactly what you want is going to require a little bit on the side of trickery. Good. And now I can place that. Well, I'll just have to put a full block like that. It's a small corridor leading outside to the back door. So it's a little slower than usual. I don't think that's going to be a major problem. So we'll just do that. And everything should be fine there. Now, of course, the important thing is that up here, I don't know what happened to that block then. We should be able to take these out and be able to doorways. We'll just have to see how that works, because I'm going to have to put this there like that and see how it looks at the door. Let me go over here. 1, 2. Oh! Wait, 1, 2. Ah! Alright. That's not a major problem as I thought it was because... Oh, there we are. There was a missing block anyway. Good. So I'm not completely out of whack there. And that means I could just put these through here. I can now, with a little bit more confidence, put out a few more of these blocks. And put these out and just replace these top blocks, at least on the upper side, with this. I still want the outer ones to remain as oak. And this all looks much, much better and is ready to start building the upper level. We do still have the matter of this. Oh yes, this won't be a problem because this naturally will also be a wall on this side for both levels. So since there will also be a wall here, that means we don't have to worry about floor being there, so therefore we don't have to worry about birch. So this is the one location where we won't have to worry at all. So I think this takes care of this entire floor area. Good. Now I better light it up again because I had to take out all these torches while I was redoing this because I don't want anything coming up and blowing up while I start preparing stuff. And maybe someday I could actually do this neatly. Right. Good. That's all done. Now, we do have the lack of trim here, but I think that since we are going up a stairway there, that's not going to be a major problem. So I'll just end it like that. Good. Good. Maybe I could do the same type of ending over here. Well, no, not like that. Like, will this work? Not like that. How about like... Yes, that's exactly what I want. Good. And I think everything else is all done finally. Good, good, good. And that completes the, at least the shell for the bottom. Oh, yes. The windows. Well, fortunately, this is a house that has broken windows. And why that's important is, of course, because if a lot of the panes are missing, then if the glass doesn't quite reach right, then we could just say it's because there are missing panes. Now, do I have any? I don't, so I just have to make some. So I'll just make some slabs. Go about through all these windows here. And knock them down halfway. In any other situation, I wouldn't go with this because I'd want to put in either glass or fences or something like that to close out the window. But when we have a case here where I wanted to pretend that the glass was broken or knocked out or something has happened to it over the years, then we don't have to worry about that. In some ways, it might even help to keep mobs out because mobs that have a height of 2, they won't be able to get in there now. Now, we still have to worry about baby zombies, so I'll still have to find some sort of means to keep them out. But I think most other mobs. Won't be any trouble whatsoever. So I think I've solved all of the problems that I have with this. I've got the stairs there, and then of course filling in the unseen part with birch, so that is birch thing. I'm using slabs over there, and I think that is how I want this to be. Now of course I will need some decoration for the, maybe some sort of post to hold up the balcony here. Now that's of course going to be a little bit tricky due to everything else I've done. But let's say right here. I can put this here. Or should I maybe go back to what I had before? What I had when I was having trouble with it? Yeah. Because I want to put some fence posts up there. Fence, fence, fence. No fences. Then we'll have to make some. All these little things that I need to make every once in a while. There you go. Let's get some of this. Let's get. Oh, I can only make 3 of them. Well, it'll give me a chance to have a look at what it'll look like then. One, 2, 3. Probably could look better, but I think it'll do. So I'll use that as support. Maybe take care of 1 or 2 touches on there, and that'll be done. So next time, we can head upstairs, take care of the rooms up there, and then see what I can do with this little place. This needs to be made better, of course, especially this here, but I think all I need to do is a little bit of filling with that to make the ceiling even. Good. I'll have to take care of that later, but that's actually when I get around to filling in the trapdoor and finding a way to hide it, because hiding a trapdoor in Minecraft sounds like a non-trivial task. I'll see what I can do on that. But that's it for today's episode, and return next time. We will head on upstairs and finally get to the 2nd floor as we return to finally play Minecraft Welstopia.